that, the warm-ups are over. Welcome to Mitya versus Anatidae, round of 32. Now, one of these players, Mitya, is a bit of a returning old player. I don't think he played in the last ONZO, but he's a very strong player mechanically, especially on that hidden. Wow, I thought he'd do worse on the hidden, but this guy, very strong mechanically. He used to be one of the few people in this country with a 700, in fact. Although, ever since CSI, it's been ruined. Anatidae, on the other hand, a bit of a newer face, I think. I mean, I've seen this fella around a little bit, but I have a lot of questions about this guy. Can he stand up to Mitya? Bit of a DT shredder if you look at the profile, but Mitya's no slouch from a DT either. Mitya instabans no mod 5. I respect that. Doesn't want to learn the AR0 pick. This will be a bit of an uphill battle for Anatidae. He's not feeling good on speed, and banning speed into Mitya is always a good option. That guy is really good at tapping. Hard rock free brand from Anatidae makes sense. That map would be Mitya's bread and butter. BC2, much easier to cheese, I feel. Much easier to mash through. And no mod 2. Probably have a chance, you know, what if Mitya gets unlucky here? Anatidae gets the first pick. It'll be interesting to see what kind of map this guy goes for. Facing Mitya, very hard to choose, you know, what to pick. Anatidae could go for something more comfortable, like DT1, but no, opts for the hidden 3. I see the vision. Mitya may have done well on hidden, but the hidden 2 was a little bit easy, and the hidden 1 was AR 9.7, I believe. This AR 9.2 hidden map might not be in Mitya's comfort range, but of course, he's very good at that raw mechanical aim, and that should translate here a bit. This map, as I've said before, a bit of a density check, a bit of a reading check, but it has a little bit of flying in the middle. Oh! Anatidae nearly finds a very early miss, but narrowly manages to hold through. Nearly misreading. Mitya looking very comfortable on this. Difference is kind of massive right now. We'll have to see if this holds up. Anatidae and Mitya both find chain misses on that tapping and floor aim. Anatidae finds another slider break, so it's gonna start favoring Mitya, especially with that act difference. Get to see the scores. Mitya has a decent lead, but it could change if he chain misses in this middle section where the tapping starts to come in a little bit, I believe. Anatidae is gonna have to hold. He does not too fat. Finding the slider break immediately. Mitya holding through this like it's nothing. Let's drop the Ack and finally finds that chainless foot. And Anatidae just doesn't really have the combo to capitalize here. Mitya's gonna have to start really falling apart. They both hold through that ending cut stream first. But like, this 10 combo lead just isn't gonna do anything. I think it's a bit late now. Mitya just looks so comfortable playing this map on what game heavy sections. Yeah, immediate breakpoint for Mitya. A respectable 400k. Anatidae putting up a decent performance for someone of his rank, but just not quite enough to compete with Mitya here. But he could have definitely held slightly more combo if he'd gotten lucky to secure a win. The combos are pretty much equal. What's Mitya going to pick? Might not opt for the DT2, you know, that map could be a bit scary. It's a bit easier on the tapping, allowing for a bit of cheese and mash through it. Oh. Okay, DT1 picked by Mitya. Mitya, very strong aim player, so it's to be expected, but it could be a bit scary picking into Anatidae, and as I say that, Anatidae does find the miss. If you look at Anatidae's profile, you'll see it's all DT though. Anatidae struggling to really put any combo together on this map. The act difference is very great right now. At this point, it might already be a bit set in stone. Such a massive score difference, and Anatidae just doesn't look very comfortable on this. Perhaps slightly too awkward then. Let's see how far through this map Mitya can hold. So I don't think this map's been FC'd so far. Has it? I don't know, kind of a goldfish. To see each other's scores, will Mitya hold through the overlapped 1-2s? Yeah, it does so just fine. Drops the Ack, so it's no longer 99.8, but there's not much left to miss on, really. Like Mitya might just close this one out unless I suddenly curse him. But this guy's a beast, so he won't be affected. My bad. Fortunate joke for mitya. And Anatidae just really struggling to even find combo on that. Bro, I was commentating your match, Kyle. You just didn't realize it. Anatidae opting for non-mod 4, probably one of the easier maps as long as you can tap 170, I feel. This could be a decent pick, especially for someone who definitely has a much lower skill ceiling than mitya. So this map, yeah, it's really just for streams. The starting sliders have caught me off like at least once or twice, because they're like very hard. But yeah, mitya misses on the intro. So I can confirm these sliders they have hands. Start building up. mitya has a slight athlete, but it's gonna come down to holding, and Anatidae just unfortunately overtaps at the end of that stream after hitting it. So now mitya gets to start building up. You don't think a player like mitya is gonna really struggle to hold on this map, but as I say that, he misses. Just Anatidae just can't capitalize. There's no combo. Mitya's app doing him a lot of favors right now. So there have been a few unfortunate misses from mitya, but there's about a 6% act difference. But there's not much left really in this map. It's gonna take mitya completely like collapsing in order for Anatidae to make something happen. And for the second time, Anatidae overtaps the sliders after this stream. mitya finds another miss, but it might not matter at this rate. mitya struggling a lot on this ending, actually, a lot more than I would have thought. If Anatidae could just not overtap like that last little slider at the end of those streams, then he would have actually been in a very good spot. Yeah, 2 misses, but mitya actually is struggling quite a bit with this map. Showing that perhaps there maybe is a little gap in the armor for Anatidae to take advantage of. And mitya instantly opts for hard rock 1. This is your Sotark's farm map. Based on how Anatidae has been playing on just the mechanics side of things, this pick makes a lot of sense. You know something, mitya can probably FC in his sleep without 20 nerves. Very heavy on the vertical jump aim. There's not much else to this map. There's a little bit of tapping though that can throw people up. If you're not used to tapping streams at OD10 especially, you'll drop a lot of act. This map should be comfortable for both players. mitya does actually find the first miss, interestingly enough. His Ak is giving him a tiny lead though. And Anatidae immediately finds a slider break afterwards. And he further misses on the bursts. Which means mitya can start to build up a very strong lead. mitya does actually look quite shaky. But at least on some of those jumps. Yeah. Same from Anatidae. Really struggling with 90% Ak. mitya, aside from that early miss, seems to be doing fine. As you'd expect, right? As I say that, he misses on a jump. Because this guy can't catch a break. Very nice accuracy though. And to be honest, I'm not sure how mitya could lose this, short of missing like drastically or like dropping his keyboard onto the floor. Get into the hardest jumps of the map right there, I feel. They get quite spaced, but mitya's still hitting it just fine. It really is just a game to see how much score he can start to rack up. They get a little break. Get to see the scores. If you take some pressure off of Anatidae. mitya looking just fine on this ending. Really hit the last few notes of the map. Yeah. A nice little combo on half of that map. Finding some early misses, but quickly getting into the groove. Anatidae just unfortunately struggling quite a bit. Seeming a bit skill ceilinged already by this pool. Anatidae with one pick. Maybe the last pick. But we'll have to see what Anatidae can do here. Because, like, what do you pick if you're Anatidae, right? Like, you've lost on Hidden, you've lost on Hard Rock, you've lost on DT, and you've lost on Nomad. There's not really much to choose from anymore. DT3 though. DT3. I see it better than the other picks. Certainly the weirdest map in the pool, I would say. mitya's kind of happy about it. It's not quite like any of the other maps. It has a little bit of aim control with that 180 BPM wiggle stuff that can be quite hard. Has a bit of flying in it, and it has some 240 triangles, which triangle's worst pattern in the game, unfortunately. We'll have to see how well either of these players do. He's immediately finding Ak drops and misses. mitya looking comfortable so far. Especially on these streams, which is mitya's bread and butter. Certainly. Pulling through the triangles really is just will mitya FC this map? 'Cause I feel like it's already been decided that he's gonna win. The spacing will start to pick up towards the ending. Definitely the hardest part of the map, at least mechanically. Still holding through. Now we get some actually spaced the mapping. Holds through the entire map and closes out the FC on the tutorial. He's finally ready to start playing. And that does mean Anatidae will go to losers bracket. A very respectable FC from mitya, and I believe the only FC on that map. And with that, I believe Anatidae, let's see here, gets to face the loser of, gets to face NVL for the next round. We have a few question marks about that. mitya will get to face someone called a Dasher1505. Don't know who that guy is. Best of luck to mitya and Anatidae with that. Actually, worst of luck to mitya. You better lose that. And I believe, yeah, that should be the last match for today. I think we have one tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we will have Moko versus Raph. Battle of Unk and Pramazuma. Have fun with that, and bye bye.